20年1月23号10点起，全市城市公交、地铁、轮渡、长途客运、
机场、火车站离汉通道暂时关闭。
In early 2020, the COVID-19 epidemic suddenly broke out and spread across the whole country. Panic gripped China, and all of a sudden, many foreigners could not decide whether to stay or to leave.
Of course I worry about it. I was scared for my kids the second it hit USA. I believe when China recognized what was really happening, China took strong steps to control. Why I walk around here and now, and I put on a mask to go into A and I put on a mask to go on the bus, but otherwise we walk around basically free. A year ago at this time, we were masked in the classroom. We were just bringing back students into the classroom. Teachers, students, parents, everybody stepped up and did what needed to be done. I still remember the video that there was a female officer and they had a drone or something and there was a guy and she's like, "Handsome man, put on your mask." And the world was saying, "Oh, China and its draconian measures." And I'm like, why that word? Were they strong measures? Absolutely. Were they strict? Yes. Did it work? Yes. It worked, and we now have a lot of freedoms in this country regarding the pandemic. I'm a science person. I don't care where it came from. I don't care how it got anywhere. There's a virus out there. It will kill you. And there's a very simple solution to help limit risk for everyone, and it's to wear a mask. This is a disease. And the fact that people talk about human rights, and isn't it a human right to live and not get infected by the disease? That I'm not saying it's going to stop it, but it would sure increase your chances of not getting sick and dying. The fear came when it got to my country, because you could see they weren't taking it seriously and they were making it all about politics, and that scares me when health is being driven by politics. I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and that number just rolls in my head. You either quit everything and go back and get into the fight, which I'm not going to do. I try to support what I think is right. So I'm like, I can't go.
In May 2021, the battle against the COVID-19 epidemic continued across the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area. Large-scale nucleic acid testing drives were carried out one after another. Over 1.1 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines were successfully administered in China. As new Foshan residents, they were also provided with government-arranged vaccination services, which made them feel safe in a foreign country.
It's just the pandemic has opened my eyes to how China is represented a lot in the world press.
Seeing the achievements China has made in controlling the pandemic today, Jennifer is more convinced that she made the right choice to come to China and stay in Foshan.
It's almost more like China chose me. I'd been divorced for 8 or 10 years by that time. I'd been raising the kids by myself. 50 years old, no savings, living paycheck to paycheck. Couldn't send my kids to college like I'd gone to college. I felt kind of like a failure. I feel like I'm stuck. So I quit my job. This would be an opportunity to see other parts of the world. First interview I had was China. I think what I was saying is it's got to be 95 to 98% of my apartment is Taobao. They tease me here. They used to call me the Taobao queen. Except for the oil paintings and the plants, everything you see is from Taobao. The wall hanging Taobao, the shelf Taobao, clothes rack Taobao, drawers Taobao, all the clothes in there Taobao. I find something I want, I push pay, I put in my little code, and usually 2-3 days later, it's delivered. I go down to the Cainan, the little store where they come. They know me. They're like, "Jennifer," and I'm like, "Yep," and they bring out my package. So it's just very easy, very quick. There's a wide variety. Like I go in stores and I can't find what I want, I start searching Taobao, I can usually find what I want. So yeah, I do love Taobao. What is the name? Like sure. What's Chinese name? Hanfu or Hanfu? Yeah. What's yours?
It is this new country and this new city that gave her a new job and a new life.
"17 foreign teachers, 11 or 12 different countries. Many of them are hired to teach our third language. So we have 8 different third languages, and then they teach third language, and then they teach English for all their other classes. My map, so I make sure I know where I'm going, primary, secondary, and then I have all my teachers' schedules. So this is what I use to keep track of what's going on. All right, we're gonna head over there. And then I became director, so I had a chance to try to improve things that did concern me. So that's kind of why I've ended up being here so long is I think this school has potential to be a great school, and I felt I could actually help it get there. So then it became a different challenge. In the first year, I had more in savings than I had after 13 years of teaching in America. I was able to send home money. My sister asked, "Are they so different?" And I'm like, no. I said, we're more alike than we are different. They love their families. They love their children. They want what's best for their kids. Do we have different cultural background? Of course. But the core values are basically the same. They see someone and they just want to help. And 98% of Chinese people I've dealt with have been like that. I mean, that's a great way to treat people. And it's very open-hearted and accepting. I think that's a great attitude to have towards life.
Her desperate choice back then was the starting point of her new life.
When I came to China, I got off the plane. I had 2 bags. I had a big bag and a little bag, and that was pretty much everything I owned in the world at that point in time. And so here I am 8 years later in China, happy, basically successful. I don't care what happens in the future. I will always be happy that I came here and grateful the life China has provided.